I will. I'll post the link in the Discord, and
Okay.
we will get everything rolling. So, last call for questions. Nobody with any questions, comments, concerns. Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Tonight's password is fear. FEAR. Something I have a feeling a lot of people are familiar with practicing on this track. So.
Wow. Knock my confidence down a little bit lower.
Yeah, you know. What is fear?
All good.
That's a good question. For some of us, we may not know. Fear is using the brake pedal at VIR. So it should be up and live any second now. I am going to get the broadcast rolling. Good luck to everybody. I will not be coming back to call the start. I will be watching the start, so wish y'all the best.
I will be in here. If we have any troubles, yell.
Yeah, I'll be in here. I'll just be deafened, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good luck, everybody. And we'll see you on the other side.
Ooh. I don't know how many people we have. What's our supposed to have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 6. We're
Well,
waiting.
once again, it's not looking good for me because AMS won't detect my wheel.
Come on.
On my base.
You got that.
I just went to LMU. LMU had no issues with it. Started up, got in, drove, no problems. Did an AMS2, still not detected. I even tried calibrating it. It's just not detecting it. Where you go steer left, steer right, nothing.
Yeah. Is it because you're running like a different base and a different wheel or something?
No, because the podium hub imitates again, so I showed you before.
Yeah.
It shows my wheel as a Fanatec wheel.
Right. So it's just the hub that's not.
Nope, it just doesn't detect my wheel. Like it goes in and out, but it's like restart the game, try again, nothing.
That's
Going to LMU and it works like no problem on LMU. It's only AMS2 that does this. ACC, same thing. I went into ACC the other day, no issues.
You were in here last night, no issues.
I was, no issues. Yep. And back on today and nothing again.
Well, try restarting and come in or whatever. I'm gonna get.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, good to start.
I mean, y'all can start it. Don't wait on me. I just may not race.
All right, we're starting up. INDYCAR. I need to keep my my pit limiter on now that I'm in the actual race.
Its exit is clear. Don't cross the line.
INDYCAR.
Your brakes are cold. Take it easy.
What is this? Round 10. ARL. America's Racing League. Oh my god. ARL INDYCAR, round 10, season 1. We're at VIR, Virginia International Raceway. This track is nuts for these cars. It is. I'm just tense the whole lap. You get a little bit of a break right here on this long straight, but jeez, me. Oh, second place, bumping with somebody up there. I need to turn my sim hub back on.
The leader has just done a 128.6.
It's no use with a 128 just right out of the gate. Okay. Let's turn my sim hub back on. So I can see chat and everything. Get these tires warmed up and then see where we're at. I'm still doing tire testing. Trying to figure out. Well, I need to change my lighting in here too. A little left. Brake at the 3. But you can probably
The
brake
leader's
at the
just
2.
done a 128.0.
What is he going for 127s? Look at that. I need to turn on Les Paul's broadcast here in a second too. Brake just after the 2. Whoa! Come on, rear tires grip up. Light brake. Well, stab. It's not really that light. It's a pretty big stab.
P4.
Brake at the 3. Lightly left. Keep a little light pressure on. Oh my gosh. Try to put the power down without spinning out. Lift and shift down to 5th just to slow it down. God. Coming around the oak tree corner. That was sloppy, but it is rough motor on that thing. sucks is I have not put a single lap together on primaries at all. Which I'm gonna have to do in my second stint. I'm gonna do options, primaries, options. And hopefully it's a two-stopper. That was a good lap. My tires are too hot. How do I stop that from happening? If I add wing, I'm too slow on the straight.
Your rear brakes are hot. Your front brakes are pretty hot now.
Maybe I just open up those brake ducts and go with it. Just a click.
P5. Right side. Clear right.
Oh God.
That might be outside track limits. Okay, Ted, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
I don't think I got the right wheel on. Shit. Can I just do edit assignments? Yeah, I'll just do edit assignments. Oh, my boost is on. Okay. I have to change all this back. I think that's fine. Oof. Not good. I did not do enough laps or some. Dude. I can already tell, like, this is not. I do not need to, oh gosh. I'm gonna give those a click.
Pit exit's clear. Let's get some heat into these brakes.
I want to talk about Matty Ice. Matty Ice is making some pretty significant improvements over the course of the last few rounds as he gets comfortable in the car.
I just lost my light.
Can't park there. Well, you know, we don't pay the lawn care. Bill here, so that'll be somebody else's problem. But Matty Ice currently sitting 4th right now at Virginia. Now he's had a lot of track time at this track in other classes. He raced the Formula Juniors in iRacing and a few of the, I think he said he raced the Mazda Cup cars and some other stuff here. So he's got a little bit of track knowledge and a little bit of experience here at the track, just not in the Formula USA chassis. Now, that track knowledge seems to have benefited him. This is currently the furthest up on the grid I think he's ever been sitting in the practice. Very good chance that Matty Ice will transition into the Fast 6, which would be a huge boost to his season. Week in, week out, we notice more improvements.
Okay, Ted, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
From that driver, so very excited to see what he's got in store for us tonight. As now Felix Pylon does bump him
6th
down.
place.
No, I'm sorry, not down. Like every iRacing player has good knowledge of Virginia.
Your rear brakes are getting pretty hot. Your front brakes are getting a bit hot.
It's a very challenging track. It is very technical, very it is not an easy track to wrap your head around. Jump back here to R1 Samurai. First time R1's back on the track in a few weeks. Glad to have them back. It's been a minute. But we're super thrilled to see some drivers come back. R1 hasn't posted any results this season. I believe they registered for the season, and then I can't remember if they had a DNF in round 1 or they didn't make it to round 1. I think we've seen R1 at least one point this season, but currently sitting 7th out of 9. So nothing too shabby. Would have been faster than me. I was pacing around 133, so still would have been sitting right there 7th out of 11 if I was racing this evening. But as I said, we're going to give Sean one more week off. Well, I guess technically 2 more weeks off. We won't be broadcasting next week. He'll be racing. So, glad to see Samurai back on the track. Matty Ice still in the pit box. Looks like he's getting some setup changes done as Ted Piper now coming down the fast uphill section. This section is rapid. A great passing opportunity on the button. If you've got the push to pass, that's where a lot of people you're going to see burn it. Coming into this, though, this is going to be a bold turn and downhill elbow. And I'm going to be honest with you folks, Virginia is a super cool track. I'm not real familiar with the turn names or the turn numbers, so we're just going to make shit up here as Ted now comes across the line. No time gained for Ted Piper in the number 43 ARL machine. Unfortunately, won't be able to tell you what tires folks are driving this evening. There's still a visual glitch that shows everybody on the options, but I know Teddy's been really hammering down the options. I think he's going to spend some time in practice this evening with the primaries.
I probably should, shouldn't I?
Just 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
Off as fast as time as we jump back to recirc.
7th position. Your suspension's looking pretty bad, mate.
Well, we lost Les Paul.
Checkered flags out. P7.
Oh my god. I've been running. Seriously? Well, that could probably do something to my setup. God.
That's the end of the session. P7.
Les Paul, are you in here?
Not sure what to expect.
Oh, okay. All right. Is he back? Guys.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Okay. Oh, okay. Is your stream back? Are you in your? I see you're back in here. You left.
Yeah.
So. Oh, your internet's not sounding very good, but.
No, it just dropped again, so I'm probably gonna disappear in a minute.
Okay, we good to start without?
Yeah, go right.
Yeah. All right,
Don't
guys.
hold on.
All right, guys. We're gonna go. We got a Pacheco too.
Yeah, I got it fixed for now.
Nice.
Question. I'm new to this, so I have a few questions. Which tires are the more sticky ones
Options.
of the two we have to choose?
The
Options. Okay. And then my second question is, does the
You're all
push to
clear.
pass
Stay behind the line. Okay, Ted. We've
recharge,
got
or is
14
it,
minutes to get a decent lap in.
Nope, that's what you have for the race.
Your brakes are cold. Let's get some
Every
heat.
minute it will count down a percent, I believe. Or so. Or I don't know. Maybe it's a second every percent. But anyway, you see the P2P on your dash where it says 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. Once you are out, you are out.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh! Whoa!
I'm so sorry. I didn't see you on my radar.
You're locking your
I
front
literally
brakes.
was looking too, and I didn't see you. I apologize.
Yeah, I came over that hill and I was like, shit.
I was like literally looking and did not see anybody. I was like, okay, I'm clear. Sorry.
It's alright.
All clear. Push now.
Nah.
Alright, tires, warm up.
The leader has just done a 129.0.
Rear tires are getting warm really fast.
P4.
Well, I can do that way faster.
10 minutes remaining. 10 minutes. V2, 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Shit. Turbo's failing.
You're Your brakes are starting to overheat. Your front brakes are getting pretty hot.
Thank you. You're on camera. Ah, well, that's it for me.
B2, this is the last lap of fuel. That's your fastest lap. You've just done a 131.2. Alright Ted, watch your oil temperature. It's pretty high.
Yeah.
The leader's just done a 128.9. The pit exit looks clear.
It's no use. I apologize. It's real hard to keep up. They're all bunched up over here. Trying to cycle through them as they come across.
Got cold brakes all round. Be careful.
Now is flying left. Currently your fast six is Tim Piper. Friday.
Your engine temperatures are now back to normal.
R1 Samurai, but second place Merchant. One Samurai off the fast six bubble here. He tries to keep put together through the final complex of corners. Can he do it? Yes, he can. 29.660. That is the closest any driver has been to the pace set by It's No Use this evening.
Oh, second place.
Is now second place Merchant puts himself comfortably in second place, bumping R1 Samurai. Now, currently on the bubble to transfer is Matty Ice, as we have a minute 20 seconds left. Matty Ice, no time to respond here. He is trapped. If somebody below him bests his time, Felix Pilot, R1 Samurai, Anthony Pacheco, any of those guys, and they do, R1 Samurai has bested his time Friday, fallen down to 6th. Pylon bested Matty Ice. Matty Ice now out of the fast six. He might have a chance to respond. As now,
Your tyres are cold, watch out.
Pacheco crossing the line. I'm sorry, he's already crossed the line. 41.89 is currently your fastest lap for Pacheco. We follow now Ted Piper in the 43 ARL machine. What does he have on this lap? Can he chisel away?
P4, we estimate 3 laps of fuel left.
He cannot, no time gain. Looks like a mistake made this pass. Second place Merchant found his way into the 29.6s. Can he find his way into the 28s? Maybe not the 28s, but he is at a 29.013, a rapid pace from second place Merchant. Now, as the clock ticks down,
5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
5 minutes, drivers get to complete this lap. After that, it is only the fast six, as Friday gets to remain on track and stay in the fast six. We jump back to Pylon. Can he keep himself in the fight for the fast six? Has to gain a few tenths on Friday. He does. Friday has been bumped. Friday is currently P7. Yeah, I'm gonna wait to say that.
Your tyre temperatures are fine.
Now drivers finishing out their last few laps. Let's see who we're gonna jump on board for. We're gonna jump over to Ted Piper now, comfortably in the fast six here.
Only 2 more laps of fuel.
Is Friday pacing? Oh yeah, he's back in box. Okay. So we're gonna jump over to We Sir.
Leader has just done a
Really
128.6.
effort from these guys, as it's no use 28.6 every time the second and third place cars think they're getting closer. It's no use opens the gap further and says, nope, not tonight, guys. Pole position will be mine. 2 rounds in a row. The Spaniard back at it again in dominating fashion this evening.
I just want to keep fourth.
National Raceway.
We've got double yellows, double yellows. Your rear brakes are hot. Your front brakes are getting pretty
High
hot.
speed doesn't frighten him at all, as it looks like we have an incident over in this section here.
You've only got enough fuel for this lap. That's your fastest lap today. That lap was at 130.5.
Okay, man. More or less just a formality. We're on board now with Ted Piper. Completely by accident. Didn't mean to do that, but Teddy will get some screen time here because I clicked the wrong button. It'll only be brief though as we jump over to We Sir.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
The number 24 machine. What does he have? No time gained, but very close to
The leader has just done a 128.3.
And he does 0.2 of a second gain for It's No Use, putting him at a 28.3. This guy's pace is out of this world. Ted Piper now approaching the horseshoe here. Seeing what he can do on this final straightaway, or this final few sections of the track here.
Why am I losing so much time on the
Round
straight?
down to 1:25 left in the qualifying session.
Box this lap, please, Ted.
Return to pit. Likely for the rest of qualifying. Ted Piper is up 2/10, so it will not be enough to dethrone third place of We Sir. So Teddy will be sitting in your third row right now. I'm sorry, your second row.
2 litres remaining.
Fuck me.
R1 Samurai has remained in pit. Felix Pylon has remained in pit.
Good lap. That's your quickest so far. Your lap time was at
Ted Piper,
130.5.
just a small gain there, but he's got plenty of time. If he makes this lap a flyer, we fall back now to We Sir, who is the only other driver out on the field right now.
Had to lock up that last flyer and
Really
fucked me.
looking to make some moves in the 24 car this evening. Had a standout performance this season, and he does gain 0.2. Not enough to move second place Merchant. He will still stay in third place, but he has one more lap left in his session to claim another spot. He will be the last driver to close out qualifying. Does he stay in it? Does he keep his foot to the floor? Oh, and he has a wiggle, and that's going to be it for We Sir as he slides into the tire barriers.
That's the end of the session.
And
P4.
will likely retire to the pit box, and your starting grid is set. It's No Use will be first. Second place Merchant will be in second. We Sir takes third. That is your top 3. Ted Piper will take fourth. R1 Samurai in fifth, and Felix Pylon in sixth. That will be your first 3 rows
P4.
on the grid.
Pit window
Friday
opens on
will be
lap
7th,
1.0055
Pacheco 8th,
laps.
We'll have a very interesting race on our hands this evening. Wish everybody good luck here. Very, very exciting race we're going to have on our hands here. It's No Use. If he gets away from the field here at the beginning, it might be a game, set, match. Fight for second place. But second place Merchant, gonna do his best to answer the start. Strategy will be key here, everybody. Watch the pit blends. That is where it's gonna get exciting. These guys will be really on the edge of control with the primary tire. So wherever these guys start, Primary tire is going to be a challenge to maintain and to keep under you, so should be a great show this evening. I cannot wait to see what happens on the strategy side of things, what happens on the racecraft side of things. Weiser and second place Merchant, these guys have had a bit of a tango the last few rounds. Weiser and Merchant actually having an incident in the beginning of round 9 at Road America, which cost second place Merchant a point in the championship standings. It was a penalty point issued for avoidable contact, and he owned up to it. Second place Merchant, great sport, great head on his shoulders, and we're glad to have him. Really took that one on the chin, and
Oh my
appreciate
gosh.
it for it.
No
But
bathroom
these two
break, I
are
guess.
really duking it out with each other across the board. IMSA, they had a great
Okay,
battle
Ted,
in Interlagos
be ready.
in the series championship fight, and we're going to see him go at it again here into turn 1 at Virginia International Raceway. As we now watch your race leader here. I'm not sure why my wheel is turning.
Looks like everybody's doing good.
That's going to be really annoying. But we're going to trackside. It's no use as he leads the field to green here. Hide the chat box and open the map so we can watch and see what we got. Bear with me here. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Coming through the horseshoe now. This is a long formation lap. Gives the folks that are starting on the primary
The
compound
horseshoe's oak tree.
a good opportunity to get some heat in the tires. As you see him swerving back there, warming them up. It's no use currently maintaining a great pace here. Stacking everybody up behind him. And we will go double file. It looks like this start, no penalties issued. I think everybody, for the most part, made it through that unscathed, which we love to see. Starts to get ready to roll here. As they start to stack up 2 by 2, coming across the line. Second place Merchant will
Go.
roll off side by side with It's No Use. And It's No Use leads him to green here. Second place Merchant.
Left side.
Outside. We are 2 wide down below.
Clear left.
Turn 1. Second place Merchant getting a little bit of an elbow from Weiser there. Weiser squeezes into the inside, makes his way through to second place, and is hard on the charge now for It's No Use. Back behind them, the battle is still tight between Ted Piper, and we've got somebody off. It looks like it might have been Friday. He has a quick recovery, and Weiser right on the gearbox of It's No Use, the furthest that he's been forward on the Dominator from Road America. As the drivers cycle through back behind.
Okay, Ted, decent start. We can build something from here.
We've got a battle for the lead on our hands.
Merchant
Again,
is now
we are
leading.
using the in-game start as we've got a tap. Weiser and It's No Use have collided and have gone off track. Second place Merchant's going to capitalize. There is surely an unexpected break zone or something there as both of these drivers are going to light likely be fuming behind the visor. It's no use, now back down to 6th. He does have the pace to make a recovery. Does look like it could have been a pink collision as well. That is a flat corner though.
Good stuff, mate. This is fucking excellent. P2, pit window is
I'm
open.
about to disconnect, I think. So that's good. So I don't know if there was some braking going on there and that forced a collision that was unexpected.
Don't be intimidated.
but
Keep him
he,
behind you.
Has gone off again, likely fighting some front arrow issues. It's no use, has dove into pit lane for some repairs. This will likely be a lengthy stop. We, sir, will likely come in, and now second place Merchant finding himself in the front of the field with Ted Piper just under a second behind him. And R1 Samurai for the first race in the Formula USA Series, currently sitting in 3rd place as we now come through into lap 2. We're a little ways into lap 2, I should say. It's no use, back out on track. We, sir, back out on track. These guys are right behind one another. We, sir, will now have the push to pass available.
The gap to Merchant ahead is now 0.9.
Gets second, or gets it's no use on the inside. Up through the S's and into the downhill. This corner right here is where the collision happened. That is a lift. There is no braking, and it is very possible that that collision resulted from an unexpected brake point from It's No Use. Maybe It's No Use carried a little bit more speed, but the draft behind him is now we start charging through the
leader has just
here.
done a 132.0.
We're going to want to watch this drive because he is going to make it fierce. Second place Merchant still leading Ted Piper about a half a second. Ted leads R1 Samurai by about a 10th. So, oh, I'm sorry, a little more than a 10th. It's about a second and a 10th. And the rest of the field's kind of tapered off a little bit behind. The front 3 guys have driven away, but still a fight going on Friday, chasing down Pylon and Pacheco.
Your front brakes are pretty hot now.
Who is steaming down the field behind Pacheco? We, sir, on a mission to recover lost time. We are 3 laps into this 55 race battle this evening. Or 55 lap battle, not 55 race, 55 lap battle. As Pacheco's going to start feeling the pressure from We, sir. Pacheco just here to have a good time, hang out, and enjoy the race.
The gap to Merchant in front is now 0.8.
Who is in contention for a championship run here with Jeff H. not in attendance this evening. That's 50 points on the board that you can chisel away if you can get a race win. As It's No Use is falling off the pace immensely. We, sir, pushing for 6th place.
Pace car's out, we're under caution. Follow Merchant.
To get around on the outside. Pacheco's not going to make it easy for him. Goes to the inside, likely burning the push to pass button.
Full course yellow,
right
pits
now,
are open.
Drag race down the main straightaway, the back straightaway, and he does get around Pacheco going into the elbow. But they are going to stay side by side. Safety car is out. The safety car is out. Who is off the track? It is Serratus, and he is upside down. What a very unfortunate situation we've got here. Trying to get the car righted. If he can get it back on all fours, he can at least limp it to pit lane and get some results on the board, but this may not be a savable moment. I'm hoping he can get it righted. He is fighting tooth and nail to right that car, and unfortunately in the recent hotfix, they disabled the reset button on multiplayer.
What?
So cars cannot reset. He is getting it to wiggle a little bit though. What an unfortunate turn of events we've had for Serratus. As that is a retirement to pit lane. Serratus, so sorry that happened to you, man. We'll have to go back and see what happened. There's a safety car now stacking the field up. Second place Merchant currently leads the field. 4 laps into this event. Ted Piper sitting in second place. What a great drive so far in this short few laps that we've had before the safety car came out. R1 Samurai, and that's, I believe, his first race here in the Formula USA Series, currently sits in third. Friday having a great evening this evening, sitting in 4th place in the number 17 Fuel Tech machine. And we, sir, charged back up to 5th.
All right, Ted, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Just barely got around Pacheco before the yellows came out.
Pace car's coming in, get ready.
Pacheco sits in 6th, and it's no use in 7th. Looking to make this restart fast and effective. These two did stop on lap 1, so they've probably got a little bit more fuel. May have topped off gas and not need to stop in this pit. Felix Pilon sitting in 8th, and Matty Ice racing to join the field in 9th.
I can't set the fuel
Sean.
save, can I?
No issues.
We're under caution. The pace car is out.
Between Weiser and It's No Use, that knocked them both into pit lane for some aero repairs. But Weiser's already back into 5th, and unfortunately Serratis went off the track and upside down.
P2.
Brought the safety car out, and an unfortunate retirement for one of our newer drivers. Serratis, if you're listening back to the broadcast, man, don't give up hope. We love having you here. It's a tough track. It's a tough series. We're at the Ovals next week, though, man. Come join us. Should be a lot of fun. As we're now, I believe, green flag racing again as Weiser leads him down into turn 1.
Second place, Merchant.
And Weiser, or I said Weiser, I meant second place Merchant. Weiser up to 4th. Just rolling through the field here. It's No Use has gotten around Pacheco and gotten into 6th place. These two are the ones we want to watch. Big lap 1 collision. Knocked both of the drivers down. But they are fighting to keep the position as now second place Merchant leads the rest of the field by almost a second. Ted Piper falling behind a little bit. And behind Ted is R1 Samurai, who sits currently about 6/10 behind, and Weiser has moved up into 4th. It's No Use in 5th. Weiser making the move on Samurai, going into the elbow here. This is going to be a... Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the elbow. It's the uphill. Now into the elbow. He gets the job done. A little bit of a lockup and slides off into the grass. That's going to give It's No Use the upper hand if he keeps it on the track, and he does. Weiser falls down with a lockup into the bends. And he's going to lose all the ground he just gained, falling back down into 6th place behind Pacheco. And most importantly, his steepest competition so far, It's No Use now 2 spots ahead. It's going to go on and inside of Pacheco into turn 1. Likely burning the push to pass. He gets him going into 1. Smooth entry, no lockup this time. Learned his lesson from the last pass, as now It's No Use starting to drive away from him. The gap's opening up, but It's No Use is now fighting traffic on the lead lap. He has to get by these guys who don't want to let him through. This is a guy that can open a door and just expand the gap immensely, and he is now trapped behind cars that he knows he's faster than and are likely putting up a hefty defense as R1 Samurai now chewing up the back of Ted Piper here.
Okay, Ted, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
Can he get it done? Going into the horseshoe. I don't believe he's going to have the room. Ted Piper putting up a great defense here, making that car super wide, through the horseshoe and back into the straights. Weiser chugging right along, closing that gap down to 2 seconds or so behind It's No Use. The safety car really saved It's No Use. It really did. He got a really good opportunity to get a good jump on the start and gain some positions here. And he did just that, capitalized on it, and now is working his way up through the field. Weiser trying not to lock brakes.
New fastest lap for Merchant, 131.1. That's your best lap in this session. The guy behind has just done a 131.3.
Definitely ran a flat spot on the tires. As he goes rolling through the final corner, second place Merchant now opens up a 1.2 second lead over Ted Piper, and there's still a 0.6 of a second gap between him and It's No Use. It's No Use has gotten around, I'm sorry, R1 Samurai It's no use chasing down, and he's gone off the track. Oh no, that's Samurai. It's no use has gotten past Samurai. We sir now past Samurai. Samurai's fallen off the track and has got to get the car righted. Big incident for R1 Samurai, who's having a very strong run. Is now It's No Use right on the gearbox of Ted Piper. We know he's got the pace. Is Teddy gonna make it easy? He is not. Defending the middle of the lane like it is nobody's business. Going into the fast horseshoe here. Ted Piper fighting for his life to keep the Spaniard behind him, but It's No Use is on a charge. Can he get him coming into the uphill section here? Papa Bless, welcome to the chat, man. Says, anyone know what the Luba does on the steering wheel? I'm not even sure what that is. So I'm going to say no, probably not. It's No Use right on the back of Ted Piper here. Not going to get him going down
Car
into the corners here.
Hold your line.
Merchants opening up the gap. This battle.
We are right. P3. You've just done a 132.1. The guy behind has just done a 130.8.
As he closes the gap ever so slightly on It's No Use. It's No Use makes the move on the inside of Teddy. Teddy not gonna give up the spot. Both burning the button right now into turn one. It's No Use gonna make the deal happen. Blasts past Teddy going into the first turn here with a very clean and precision turn, or precision pass. Now on the charge for second place Merchant. We sir just about 5/10 behind Ted Piper. Ted had to put up the fight for his life there.
P4 is reeling you in. The gap's now 0.8.
It looks like we've had another retirement. I thought we started with 10. Not sure who else would have retired.
God.
Matty Ice is retired. What happened?
That was a terrible freaking
That's a bummer.
sector.
I think he's just not in the race. I think
Your brake temperatures are pretty high.
he's still in the session somewhere, I guess. Anyways, second place Merchant's gap now close to 1.4 seconds, and it will continue to dwindle away as It's No Use with the rapid pace. Hard on the charge, as now second place Merchant gets his opportunity to make a move on Ted Piper as we go on board.
The car in front's lap time is at 130.1. That last lap was at 132.9.
Really fighting for the best finish he can this evening after an incredible comeback drive at Road America. Right in the draft of Ted Piper, likely burning the button here.
Car clear left.
Tucked up behind.
You've just gone out of track limits.
Turn one, he's not gonna get there just yet. He's gonna hold off and find a better option here.
Okay, Ted, you've had some suspension damage there. Stay out.
Great defense here. However, we've got a collision. We've got a collision.
Car left, clear left.
On the brakes and into the tire wall. We sir also into the grass. I think that was another unexpected brake point. Misjudged gap. We sir is now falling further back here. Ted Piper also falling back. Not what we like to see there. Once again, probably some tempers flaring up behind, especially we sir now roped into two incidents. Hard to say who was at fault for that one. Definitely on the passing car to get by safely. That is a pretty tight technical slow corner, so it might have just been a misjudged closing rate. Anywho, he is on the charge again, trying to get back some lost time, as now second place Merchant starting to feel the pressure from It's No Use. The gap is down to half a second and closing. Second place Merchant though, real good and maintaining.
That's half fuel.
Cool.
You've used half your fuel.
Can he hold the Spaniard off? Can he force a mistake? Can he force a passing mistake and cause It's No Use to run himself wide
P7.
and cost him some time?
Okay, Ted, the next car is Freddy.
Have knocked down 10 laps of this 55-lap battle this evening. It's No Use closing the gap even further right on the gearbox of the 22 Sparks machine. Can It's No Use get second place Merchant? Fighting to get his first place position back from an early lap one incident. Second place Merchant really got to make something happen here, as it's no use. We ride on board hard on the charge.
The gap to P6 ahead is increasing. It's now 3.7
Will
seconds.
likely go ahead and take his fuel and tire stop here as well, which would shift him to a 3-stop strategy. We're looking at a potential 3 or 2-stop strategy this evening. Drivers that are on the 2-stop might be doing some fuel saving and saving some tire life to stretch the stint out a little further. Ted Piper seems to have not chosen to dive into pit lane, as it's no use. Really looking to time this appropriately. Second place Merchant goes wide down into the elbows, and through this final complex of corners has to keep himself precise, surgical, can't make a mistake. It's no use, ready to pounce on any mistake. Hard on the button, we presume. Going into turn 1, goes to the outside. Can he make it stick? Second place Merchant says not today. I'm gonna keep the spot. I'm gonna stay
The
on
gap
the
to
inside.
P6 ahead is increasing. It's now 5.4.
And he does. A little bit of bumping and nudging, but nothing too terrible. Everybody hit pretty square. A little bit of understeer from the 27 or the 22 machine, I apologize. But altogether, great racing so far. It's no use. Falling back just to about half a second behind. And the battle behind him, Felix Pylon and R1 Samurai really starting to duke it out here. These two drivers fighting for some great finishes here. R1 Samurai had a bit of an incident, looking to recover and make up some ground. Already fallen back to almost last in his clawed back up to 4th place, and now fighting for, or did he get 4th? I think he got 4th. He got past Pylon, as he's now charging back to the front to continue taking spots. It's no use. Starting to make a peak, going into the elbows. Second place Merchant may have to yield the position, and he does. It's no use. Gets back to the lead of the race. Merchant now just has to fall in line and learn everything he can. Where is It's No Use pushing? Where is he braking? Where is the ideal line to put me in contention for the win, as It's No Use already starting to open up an insane gap, and we, sir, now a full minute back in 8th place. We've seen crazier recoveries happen. His second place Merchant deep on the brakes into turn 1. Doesn't quite get there, but he keeps the gap maintained to just 0.3 of a second. And he's gonna continue.
Your front brakes are getting a bit hot.
And recover the lost ground. This is shaping up to be second place Merchant's best finish of the INDYCAR series to date. Catching up with the chat here. Welcome to the stream, Nat. It's also quite different than INDYCAR from MX5. Hey man, saw what happened, fool. Maddie, I'm bummed to see that you retired. Did you have a collision incident? Were you part of the safety car incident that brought out the yellows? I'm not sure what happened there.
Okay, Ted, you're reeling P6 in. The gap is 4.8.
Just kind of had to watch. It's now second place Merchant starting to open up the gap. We're expecting between 16 and 20 laps on a stint to make the 2-stop strategy work. If you run 20, you were involved in the incident. The safety car didn't have any damage. Did you just retire out of courtesy, or? I'm just curious, man, because you were having a great night. You were, you know, obviously it helps that there's not a lot of guys out on the field this evening, but still, we're having a pretty fantastic drive this evening, both in qualifying and practice. It's now second place Merchant, 2 seconds down from It's No Use. But as I said, 16 to 20 laps expected on a tank of fuel and some tires. So
We estimate 4 laps fuel remaining.
Yep, I was afraid that was going to happen, Maddie. I was worried that with the reset button being disabled in multiplayer, if you flipped, it was going to be game over, which I suppose is realistic, but it is kind of a bummer that you can't, like, return to pits and get repairs and come back out. Bummed to see that for you, man. You were on a drive. Felix Pylon fighting to hang on here. The gap to R1 Samurai has opened up a little bit as Samurai
I can
looks
get
chase
to
Pacheco.
Friday before for my
is
pit.
having a fantastic drive this evening, sitting in third place pretty happily with about a 2.5 second gap over fourth. Sitting well behind the drivers in first and second place, but
The leader is
being
pitting
honest,
now.
those guys are from
Lock it
another
up.
planet
He's
anyways.
not going to.
Absolutely
The gap in
right.
front is now 4.8.
And we can't fault them for that. Yeah, the being flipped really sucks. That really sucks. It's amazing how easy these cars can get upside down if you're even the slightest bit unlucky. It's No Use has dove into pit lane for his pit stop. Full tank of gas on board that
P7,
machine.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
Looking to come in the next lap or two. We want to watch the blend, folks. It's No Use is going to fall quite a ways behind, but it's a long pit lane. It is a slow pit stop. Second place Merchant looking to make his in-lap count, though, as he's currently 0.05 of a second over his best time, or faster than his best time. This is where you're burning push to pass. This is where you're making the fuel work. Full push before your pit stop to regain any sort of ground lost on the undercut. The undercut may be the preferred strategy this evening, guys. It is going to be hard to defend on cold tires, especially cold primaries, in the first sector of this track. But guys, second place Merchant, 0.2 up, and continues to make it work.
The gap in front is now
As
4.5.
much as he can. It's No Use, 26.5 seconds, 27 seconds behind. Second place Merchant opts to stay out and push another lap. Probably has another couple laps on the tank as he finishes the lap 0.4 to the good with clean air in front and behind. He is going to be in full quali mode right now, as It's No Use, now behind R1 Samurai, needs to make the moves. Can't get stuck in
Only
traffic,
2 laps
can't
of
get
fuel
stuck in
left.
dirty air, has to get these tires up to temp and in the window so that he can capitalize on the undercut strategy. Felix Pylon, not far behind It's No Use, but It's No Use currently held up by a little bit of traffic. But he is charging. Actually, I apologize. There's a pretty hefty gap between him and R1 Samurai.
The gap ahead is now
Merchant
4.8.
will be getting the opportunity here shortly to make a stop. The question is, will he do it? He might be able to hold out another lap. Currently dragging just a little bit behind
Merchant
his
is
best
pitting from
time.
position 1. You should come out a little way behind you. The leader, Merchant, is pitting.
But I imagine we see second place Merchant dive into the pit lane on this lap. And he does. Second place Merchant now in pit box, and we are watching It's No Use. Currently 27 seconds behind. Can he get the pass and retain his lead over second place Merchant? Merchant's in laps were fast, but he had 3 seconds.
We think
to
you'll be
gain.
out of fuel on the next lap.
No Use. Now coming through the downhill elbows and into the fast final sector. Gonna be hard for Merchant to defend, but he is out and on cold tires. Second place Merchant has overtaken It's No Use in pit lane. Second place Merchant with an incredible overcut strategy might just win him that cycle in the pit exchange. Pacheco now going to be holding up It's No Use as well as R1
The gap in
Samurai.
front
It's
is
No
now
Use
4.5
trapped 6
seconds.
seconds down behind the cars that haven't pit. And second place Merchant now with a full tank of gas and fresh tires is really going to be on the charge to make the most out of this stop, or this stint. What an incredible strategy call from second place Merchant. Made the overcut work exceptionally well. and really left It's No Use out to dry 5 seconds back. If he can
In this
maintain
lap,
that,
in this lap.
the River Pit Exchange, he might be looking at his first INDYCAR Series win. I'm sorry, Formula USA. INDYCAR's trademarked. Formula USA Championship win here at Virginia International Raceway. Second place Merchant really having a fantastic
Freddie
comeback drive
in front is pitting.
from a rough few weeks of racing in the Formula USA.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Alright Ted, you should have plenty of space on the exit. When we exit the pits we'll be in P8 and a few seconds behind Freddie.
Unfortunately, a lap 1 incident caused him to fall back into the field. With an
All done,
incredible
go.
recovery drive, post-race evaluations resulted in a loss of penalty points and a bump in position. He did receive a time penalty and it lost him a position by just a couple tenths of a second. So he lost a few more points on top of that.
The pit exit's clear,
He
P8.
said this week,
Your brakes are cold, we need to get some heat into them.
Even It's No Use something to fight for. And now Friday and Piper both in pit lane. Pacheco, believe, is just now out of pit lane. It's No Use now going to start feeling some clean air ahead of him, and second place Merchant's going to start feeling some pressure as the gap is now 5.5 seconds. It's No Use has got a lot of ground to make up in this stint, but he's made up ground before. We can count on him doing it again. Merchant has to be able to hold the defense from the Spaniard behind. It's Felix Pylon and R1 Samurai still hanging out right about a second or so apart from each other. And while we've got a little bit of a lull here, folks, I would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors here at America's Racing League. We'd like to thank VPG Racing Wheels for providing a discount voucher for all of our championship winners at the end of the season. You get a 50% discount voucher for champions at the end of a series, so we really think that's a very courteous, generous reward as R1 Samurai dives into pit.
Your front tyres are cold.
Regains third place from R1 Samurai, but he will be looking to pit soon, I hope, because his fuel's getting low. So we'd like to thank VPG Racing Wheels. We'd also like to thank Security Solutions. That is a company that our fearless leader, Sean Stewart, works for. We appreciate all the help they do for us on the back end. It helps keep our league and our servers operational and available for you all to practice and set up cars and get ready for race weeks. Thank you so much to Security Solutions and SOAP, Specialty Operations and Products. It's Dan Shea's company. He's one of our GT3 drivers in the IMSA series. He usually rocks the SOAP Porsche. You'll see him out on track next week in Nürburgring. Really appreciate everything they do. Much like Security Solutions, they help
Tire
keep
temps
the
are good.
servers online and alive for us to get all of our practice in.
Your front
Make
brakes
all
are
of our
getting
laps
pretty hot.
count. We really appreciate them for that as we serve on an alternate strategy here, but has an opportunity to gain the position back on this Friday. While we watch this battle unfold, I would also, second place Merchant might have had a mistake as It's No Use is down to a 1.5 second gap on first place. We're going to watch this fight here. So I imagine the fight between second place Merchant and Friday will be pretty quick and painless. Weeser gets around, I'm sorry, not second place Merchant, Weeser and Friday. Weeser gets around with relative ease as we now ride the trackside cam with It's No Use. We'd also like to thank SimGrid. They are a fantastic platform that allows us to host all of these championships, track all of the standings, track all the race results, and put together some great series for you all to drive and a very user-friendly experience to sign up and register and withdraw and track points of championship battles. So thank you, SimGrid. We'd also like to thank ARL. I know that's us, but I personally would like to thank ARL. Sean and Teddy, and I think at the time I started it was George Priest in the driver's seat of the league, but really have put together a fantastic community of drivers here. Some great sportsmanship, great class, and as you can see on display tonight, immense speed and racecraft. And a
really appreciate them for allowing me the platform to do Formula USA Series. It's something I've wanted to do for a very long time, and I'm getting to live out that dream with this league. So thank you so much, ARL. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everybody. And I'd like to thank all the drivers, too. You know, I don't think we really thank the drivers enough. Not me. I'm kind of a pseudo driver. I've been part-time this season, but I really appreciate all the drivers that have stuck it out this season. I know we've got a smaller grid tonight. Virginia's a pretty daunting track. I really appreciate everybody for signing up and running these races. This is a really enjoyable series to watch for me. It's a really enjoyable series to race, and I'm already in the process of making tweaks and adjustments to make our second season even
You've
better.
just done a
Lots of
132.7.
work has already been discussed behind the scenes. We're hoping to make some stuff stick. And yeah, so thanks all the drivers in ARL, both in the Formula USA League.
We think
and
you might have gone outside of track
Formula
limits
USA
there.
Series. We really appreciate every one of you for being here, being a part of this league. Catching up on chat here. Apparently there are Gen 1, 2, and 3 NASCARs in the AMS2 files. You think ARL will run a series if those come out? It's a good question. I got this series greenlit because I kind of did a lot of the legwork on it. It was pretty plug and play for the folks up in the main office. I said, here's the schedule, here's the race distance, here's the rules and regulations, here's the car. Can we do it? And we made it happen. So I did a lot of practice, I did a lot of research and digging to make sure this championship felt good. VIR was kind of an out there choice, but I think it's been okay. It's been a lot better than it could have been. Wilton Park was not a good choice, and we've learned our lesson. So a lot of discussion going on behind the scenes right now about the track selection for Season 2. Obviously the Indy Series is a US-based series. We don't really travel around the world, but this season we've got, I mean, we do go to Canada, so we've got the Canadian race, and yeah, Wilton Park was fucking crazy. It was awful. It was a poor choice on my part, and I accept full responsibility there. It was it's just too narrow. Virginia's at least wide enough that you can get a run on somebody and get around, kind of battle wheel to wheel through the turns, but Wilton Park was not it. That was a bad call. I did it to replace Mid-Ohio, maybe? I'm not positive. But won't be in there next season. A lot of these tracks won't be in there next season. One thing I will just go ahead and pull the cover off of, every series of the Formula USA Championship will have some form of the Indianapolis 500 in it. It will probably be a truncated version of the Indianapolis 500. We'll just run the one Indianapolis 500 once a year in May, capitalize off that hype. But we will run the Indy Oval once a series, essentially. So every series will get it. Every season, just not the full 200 laps. So that's one thing I'll go ahead and unveil to you all. But that's all you're getting. The rest of the schedule is under wraps. We're still tinkering and developing and researching and trying to make it a very fun and competitive second season, because we've got some world-class drivers on the grid. Speaking of world-class drivers, it's no use working on chiseling away this lead, but we're several laps into the stint now, and he hasn't closed the gap as fast as I think he'd like to. Currently sitting right around a second, and he was below a second, but the thing we've got to think about now, it's no use is fighting the dirty air off of second place Merchant. Second place Merchant's got clean air all in
The
front
leader's
of
just
him.
done a 129.9.
But it's no use, has to fight the dirty air coming off of the number 22 machine of second place Merchant, which is really going to prove to be a challenge on this track, because clean air is always king, and Virginia really benefits from a tight mechanical and aero package, tight mechanical grip and aero grip package. Obviously, as fast and flowing as it is, with all the elevation changes, you need every bit of tire surface contact in the concrete as possible. It's Second place Merchant's got that. It's no use currently fighting with the nose of that car just a little bit as the gap stays right there around 1 second. Now, as we've talked about,
Looks like your suspension's a
could
little
also
bit
be
off.
strategy play. Now, I can't tell you. All I can see is fuel numbers. I can't really see car setups, but it's no use maybe trying to hang in the draft and save some fuel and stretch this second stint out as long as you can and make this a 2-stop race.
P8.
He can run this second stint on blacks a very long time if he saves the fuel and hits the right number. But he has to reach, based off of his previous stint, he has to reach lap 44 to make this on one more stop. And I just don't see that happening. So I think this might be a loss of pace.
Blue flag, watch your speed limit in the pits. You should have plenty of space on the exit. When we exit the pits, we should be in position 8, a few seconds behind P3.
I may or may not already have a secret committee of drivers for the Formula USA
Go, go, go.
But always open for feedback. So anybody out there in ARL that is running our leagues, any of our series races, and you are eyeing the Formula USA Championship, if not this season, next season, please, my door
Looks like
is
you're clear
always
on the pit
open.
exit.
You know, I'm open to suggestions. I always want to do what I can to make the series better. Because I do think
Your brakes
this
are
is a
cold,
very
be careful.
entertaining series, especially when you get these strategy battles like we've had tonight with second place Merchant and It's No Use. I know it's been kind of quiet since then, but these guys are going to come to blows. I think not necessarily in a dirty racing way, but strategy calls are really going to make or break these two. Second place Merchant hoping to make the undercut sing for him again this evening. And yeah, doors always open, folks. If you've got suggestions for the league, please do not hesitate to bring them my way. I'm always an open book when it comes to the Formula USA series. If you've got rule suggestions, track suggestions, you know, anything, please bring them to me. I would love to hear them. It's no use. So, just all of a sudden found the gas pedal. Close the gap from about 1 1/10 down to 3/10 deep on the brakes into the elbows here.
You've got cold front tyres.
Downhill, trailing behind second place Merchant, didn't get the right run and opened it back up to about 7/10, and it continues to hover around the 7/10 mark. Sebring might be fun. So Sebring is a track that I did consider for season 1. INDYCAR tests at Sebring, but they test at the club circuit because the bumps at Sebring are too tall for the ride height of the INDYCAR. I don't know how closely these cars model Sebring or model INDYCAR, so if the ride height difference is enough, Sebring is on my list of tracks to check for INDYCARs. And full disclosure, whether it makes it into the next season or not, the Daytona Road Course is also on my list of tracks to check for this championship.
Air temperature's increasing. It's now 81 Fahrenheit.
For first place. But sir has made his way back up to third. He's probably going to get hosed here in the end of this next lap here, this lap, as he'll likely have to pit unless a safety car comes out to save him. He is on a hell of a comeback drive, and if this strategy ends up panning out, he may actually be able to make it after this stop on one more. So an alternate strategy, yes, but maybe not too far off a potentially podium sitting strategy. It's no use, still lingering right around that half-second mark now. He'll get the door closed a little bit, and then it just kind of lingers as he works to get himself through for the position in clean air.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 99 Fahrenheit.
Making that car wide and defending the position wonderfully as the stint starts to dwindle on. He just has to do what he did in the first pit exchange and hope that it's no use repeats it. But we've now seen the overcut is the strategy to go with You want to stop before your opponent because you gain the most time. Second place Merchant was almost 3 seconds behind It's No Use before the pit exchange and managed to put himself 5 seconds ahead because of the traffic. The gap to the cars behind is huge. These guys are in a league all of their own, and the guys behind start at 49 seconds. We're not counting Weeser because he's on an alternate strategy. Guys on the same strategy are 49, 50 seconds behind. When you get out of pit lane, you're stuck behind the slow traffic, so It's No Use can't afford to let that happen again. We'll be looking to see It's No Use pit before too long. We expect both drivers to
Your tyre temps are looking good.
2 to 3 laps, which will make this a 3-stop race for your lead drivers right now. Second place Merchant happily leads the field. Probably feels like a weight off of his shoulders. Commanded the hybrid series, the hybrid category in IMSA, and just couldn't find the rhythm in the Formula USA. But tonight in Virginia, he's put on a great show as he gets a little bit loose there. The back end of the car steps out, but It's No Use also keeps the same gap, doesn't make the most of the mishap. Second place Merchant certainly starting to feel a little bit of pressure, I think. 3 stops seems about right. You have to do a good amount of fuel save to do 2 stops on this track. I absolutely think so, yeah, you're right. I don't know that anybody's really going to try a 2-stop as Weeser's now in pit lane for his unfortunate off-strategy stop. 3 stops gives you a full push stint. All full push stints, yeah, absolutely. And no, Wilton was not fun. It was not fun at all. We will not repeat that mistake again. I have checks and balances in place for season 2 to ensure that doesn't happen again. It's No Use starting to put the pressure on second place Merchant, but folks, it's not looking like It's No Use can hold on too much longer. He may have to come to pits before second place Merchant. And we saw how commanding of a lead Merchant got in the last pit exchange. It's No Use wants to make the move before the pit exchange, but Merchant's not going to give him the inside of turn 1, and now Pylon's going to back him up on the outside of turn 1.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 104 Fahrenheit.
Uncontrollable over all the bumps. Yeah, it's gotta be. I gotta do some. Oh no! Merchant has slid off the track. Merchant has had a mistake. He's off. What a heartbreaking change this has been for Merchant. It's No Use now commands with an 8.9 second gap over second place Merchant. Second place Merchant has to be fuming underneath the helmet. Merchant was just pushing the car as hard as he could, trying to keep the gap, and it just fell out of his grasp. Now it's not over. 9 seconds seems like a lot, but folks, that was almost exactly the gap gained on the last pit exchange with the overcut. As It's No Use opts to stay out another lap. Second place Merchant will do the same, and folks, he is closing the gap. It's No Use back in the lead of this race. Sir has worked his way back up to 4th place after an off-strategy pit exchange. This very well may be a battle for a podium. They use a shorter version or shorter layout of the Sebring in preseason testing IRL. Yeah, they do. I don't know if that track's big enough because they run that in split. I think it is. It's the club circuit, I think is what it's called in this game. But they use a split test, so it's like 12 drivers and 12 drivers. I fear that they do that because too many drivers on the track might get too congested. I don't know, though. I'm certainly open to putting Sebring on the calendar. The more American tracks we can throw in there, the better. But I'm also not opposed to taking INDYCAR overseas. We've been to Barcelona this season. Why not travel the rest of the world? Welcome to the stream, Trango. It's no use. Stays out another lap. This is going to be running on fumes coming into pit lane as second place Merchant. 8.1 seconds.
Your front brakes are getting a bit hot.
Yeah. We, sir, just going to work on chiseling that gap away. Really, the fight this evening is up between It's No Use and second place Merchant. Pacheco having a great drive in third place
Okay,
tonight.
Ted,
Glad to see
we're
you back
halfway
on the
home.
field
We
in
think
the number
about
88
10
machine.
laps of fuel left.
Thank you,
That lap time was
Pacheco
132.8.
for
The track
joining us
temperature is
again.
increasing. It's now
Glad to have
109
you,
Fahrenheit.
sir. Working on the greatest comeback drive of the season. Certainly not how he wanted this race to start. Strong contender for the win based off the way the beginning of the race played out, but few incidents caused him to fall down the field, but the alternate strategy seems to not have hurt him too much. As long as he's good on fuel at the end of the race. He's got 25 laps to go. One more stop for everybody.
The lead car's pitting.
So does he opt to stop when the race leaders stop? Or does he opt to keep going?
Merchant is pitting from P2. He should come out close in front of you.
Behind. Friday running 6th place right now. Felix Pilot running 7th. Glad to see Felix out there in the red, white, and blue 11 machine. Felix is a great driver. Class act. Did fantastic in Season 1 IMSA GT3. Working on finding the balance in the LMDH in Season 2, and I don't know if he's racing in Season 3 IMSA. I was not present at round 1, but glad to have Pylon out here on the track. I've gotten to race wheel to wheel with him a few times. Really couldn't ask for somebody better to be trading paint with. Ted Piper just worked on a recovery drive this evening from another incident that took him and Weiser out. Both of these. Oh, and Weiser has gone off again. That was a self-inflicted mistake, not what he wanted to see, but he gets the car spun around with pretty good control. Looks to be just a wide run into the grass, nothing too major, so he probably didn't sustain any damage, but certainly lost some time. So a little bit of ground to make up there. It's No Use has made his pit stop. Second place Merchant has made his pit stop, gained 2 seconds, but not enough. This final pit exchange, we will expect one more stop. Second place Merchant has to make this stint count. Catching up on the chat here. Now prepping for IMSA next week while watching. Currently 4th on the time trial leaderboard. Nice. Tringo says 4th on GT3 world record on controller while I checked out the 2025 variant. Probably can take over 4 seconds off when I'm in my rig. Yep, I've done very little practice, and I won't be doing very much practice for round 2. It's just the nature of the beast. I'm going to be so busy after tonight. I actually
That was 132.9. The track temperature's rising. It's now 114 Fahrenheit.
I believe we're going to run the 2025. I think we're going to run the new variant. So it's No Use. Back to leading the field in commanding fashion. What a drive this dude has had this evening, guys. Really is something to applaud. And if I'm the folks in the LMDH category in Season 3 of IMSA, I might be a little concerned. This guy finds the pace and makes it work. He gets around the lap traffic of Friday.
Okay, Ted, you've used half your fuel.
It's No Use. Charging ahead. We, sir, currently trying to bounce back. The benefit, folks, it's a bit of a light grid this evening. Some of our championship leaders and early series contenders have been unavailable this evening. So that leaves some points on the board for a lot of these drivers to jump up in the standings. Second place Merchants still lingering right there around a 7-second gap. I know it says 6 right now, but I imagine it'll probably creep back up close to 7. Depends on the timing stands and where they're recording the timing, but not losing a whole heck of a lot of ground. Really hoping from a mistake from It's No Use, but It's No Use is immensely consistent. And these two pit on the same lap, it seems. So there was no undercut, there was no overcut. This was a same lap pit stop. Merchant did not get the opportunity to make a rapid in lap.
Oh.
As he works to trim the gap down as best
Blue
he
flag.
can. We're going to get a good idea of what the gap is here on the straightaway in the downhill.
You're out of track limits there.
Sitting right about 6.6 seconds, so not a bad pit exchange. But I definitely think It's No Use is able to put the power down a little quicker than second place Merchant. Sir, now
Blue
just
flag.
about
Damn it,
2.2
check
seconds
out.
off of R1
I'm just
Samurai.
gonna draft off you, save some fuel.
Let's have,
The track temp's
let's have a
increasing.
moment to
It's now
appreciate
117
R1 Samurai.
Fahrenheit.
First race in the Formula USA, and he's sitting fourth, folks, at one of the most challenging tracks on the calendar, mind you. So massive applause to R1 Samurai for keeping it together even through incidents. Managed to keep this car in fourth as now Pacheco comes into pit lane for his next fuel and tire stop, which will give Sir the opportunity to climb a spot. R1 Samurai will climb a spot. Sir, little off his fastest pace. Excuse me, folks. But he's right there. Just, I think, trying to salvage the best result he can this evening. As the gap continues to open between second place Merchant and It's No Use. Merchant really just hoping for a mistake at this point, and Samurai really making it a challenge to get past. But Sir is gonna have a look in the uphills here. Reminder, this is coming up where we had a lap 1 incident. A little bit of a lift. Hard into this right-hand horseshoe. It's not gonna get him here, but can he get him on the exit or the following straightaway in the downhills? Likely hard on push to pass here. He goes to the driver's left of R1 Samurai and makes a double pass over Pacheco and Samurai into the elbows, putting himself back in third place. Guys, Sir
Jesus.
might have the most impressive drive this evening. This dude has just mistake after mistake, incident after incident, still found a way to rebound and put himself in third place into podium contention despite all the adversity that's been thrown at him this evening. R1 Samurai now dives to pit lane for his pit stop. Felix Pylon will be looking to come in the next lap or so. Let's take a moment to appreciate this driver right here. What a hell of a drive for the number 24 machine of We Sir. Really great to see the turnout that he's put on this evening. Making the most of an unfortunate situation. Fast through the uphill. He has a lot of ground to make up, folks, but he has made up a lot of ground already. And I'd like to take a moment when he crosses the start-finish line to see if there's a chance that he could end up with a winning strategy. It's pretty much locked in now that the three-stop strategy is what we want to see. We're going to call 33.8, 32.8. See what he's at the end of the lap, and we'll kind of reverse engineer. We're 36 laps into this race, folks. Well over the halfway point. About 19 laps to go. We're watching We Sir. Thank you if you're new here for tuning in. This is America's Racing League. This is our Formula USA Championship, the 2025 Championship. We're only calling it the 2025.
Okay, Ted, you've got about 4 laps of fuel left. The track temperature is increasing. It's now 122 Fahrenheit.
The off-season as he goes off and into the tires, that is going to be a detrimental loss of pace for We Sir. Hard time on the brakes this evening in the Amara machine. Really hate to see that poor man. He has been on one of the best drives of his season. Despite all the adversity, still continues to make
Your brakes are hot all round.
strides in the race. Get an idea now of what he can do the rest of the race at fuel oil. He's going to dive into pit lane. We're going to call that jump over to second place Merchant now. It's 28, so he's using about 4 liters of fuel per lap. Now, the question is, did he stock up on fuel there? He did. We Sir is full on fuel. That means
Got about 3 laps of fuel left.
folks, he can just barely do this race on what he has in the tank. If he keeps it clean and he keeps it tidy and puts a little bit of a fuel save on that, We Sir may be able to stretch this to the end of the race. Second place Merchant and It's No Use both still have to make pit stops. We expect Felix Pylon back in pit stop. We expect Pacheco to be back in pit lane at some point. We Sir currently sitting in a position where he has just enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. The way it shakes out right now. We Sir still not happy with where he's sitting. About
I am
a
gonna
full
go
lap and some change behind the leader. Certainly not in contention to win this race,
I'm
but
hoping that
his strategy may put him on the
I'm not going to
podium
make
yet.
it to 40. Maybe just barely make it to 40. I don't have my map, my
There's
fuel
Pylon now in
map
pit
button
lane for
mapped.
fuel.
So
Give We
I've
Sir the upper
been
hand and
manually
the ability
fuel
to
saving.
regain one of his lost positions.
And I'm hoping I just do
Once
one
again, to
more
remind
stop.
everybody, second place Merchant and It's No Use will both still have to pit one more time. Everybody ahead of We Sir
2 laps of fuel remaining.
expected. We Sir, if he saves the fuel, can make the race on what's in the tank.
One more stop,
As
and then
long
other
as his
people
tire
still have to make a
requirement is
stop
met,
to make it.
he should be good.
But
To
I haven't
the end.
caught anybody, so
Excuse my yawning. On board, watching with Weiser right
so
now.
I'm gonna have to
Is
really
open the
close
gap
the
to
gap
second
on
place
the
merchant
next
up to
stint
about
to
10.5
7,
seconds
6.
or take.
Got 4th and 5th on the same lap now too, which I've kind of been making up some
Great
time
effort.
here.
From It's No Use.
I need somebody to make
Rough
some mistakes.
race in Indianapolis 500. An unfortunate disqualification due to a race incident that sent him into pit lane out of control faster than pit speed, which resulted in a disqualification penalty. But he stuck it out. He hung out with everybody, watched the remainder of the race. But likely feels that the Indianapolis 500 was robbed from him. So what does he do? He shows up to Barcelona and dominates. That wasn't enough. So he showed up to Wisconsin and Road America. Dominates. But he said, you know what, I'm not done there. Shows up
Again,
to
making
You think you'll be out of
time.
fuel on the next lap?
has an early race incident, falls back, climbs back up the ladder, gets hosed on the pit strategy, continues to climb and capitalizes on a crucial mistake, and is now once again dominating. Second place Merchant seems to have made a mistake because the gap is now 23 seconds.
Jeez.
While he's probably fuming under the helmet, second place Merchant likely just happy to bring this car home on the podium. Kind of get the monkey off the back. I know there's no substitute for the top step of the podium, but second place will be a great rebound for Merchant here.
Second place is limping.
Tumultuous season. Struggling to get some good results, and the good results he does have seems to be
All right, Ted, hit this lap, in this lap.
wide into the grass. Oh, that's a hard hit into the tire barrier. That is going to cost him some significant time. Starting to drive a little bit irritated now as he gets
2
back on the
litres
pit
remaining.
road. What we want to watch now is, does he opt to go into pit lane and repair?
Watch your speed. We expect to exit the pits in position 8,
He will
right behind
stay out.
P3.
He's going to fight through the remainder of this stint with the aero damage and potential suspension damage sitting on board.
We're done.
Number
Go,
22
go.
Machine. He's not afraid though. He's got plenty of ground to
They're a lap
lose.
ahead,
Because
so I'll
third
probably
place
finish at
is a
lap
minute
30
and
or
33
54.
seconds behind.
I've got 4 laps extra
Pacheco.
fuel.
All clear, exit,
Supposedly,
exit.
Third place.
Your brake temperatures are low. We need to get some heat into them.
One more pit stop before the end of the race. Weiser seems to potentially be on a fuel save right now. Still running fast, but keeping the fuel in the car. Just has
Fuel.
to get the fuel number to make it to
Weiser
the end
is
of the race.
trying to make it to the end.
Friday, currently sitting in the edge of your top 5 drivers at 151 behind
Blue flag.
the driver, 2 behind the P1 car. Friday having a great drive tonight, just barely got bumped from the Fast 6 this evening.
The gap
but,
to
one of
P1
the
behind is
best
now
qualifying
2.2 seconds. 2 laps ahead.
efforts from
We've got cold tyres. We need to get some heat into them.
Friday is now Pacheco dives in for his fuel.
Merchant
and
is pitting from
his
P2.
repairs.
Looks like he'll
This
come out
seems
just
to
in front
be
of you.
a scheduled stop very early on fuel. Weiser will look to capitalize on that and take back third place. Folks, he is now 50 seconds behind your race. Your second place driver in minute 10. He's a minute 10 behind your second place driver. Second place Merchant is now dove into the pit lane. Seems the damage was too much to endure. Now Weiser looking to capitalize on the cars ahead of it being in pit lane and chew the gap down just a little bit.
car left, clear left.
Essentially seals the deal for It's No Use. As long as he keeps the car between the lines and pointed the right way, I think we're going to see another It's No Use top step on the podium. The Spaniard will bring home another gold trophy, bringing him to 4 wins this season if he takes the trophy tonight. Passes Ted Piper. Into turn 1, lap traffic here. Ted Piper making it easy for him as now second place Merchant has It's No Use in his rearview mirror, but not the way he wants to see him back there. And guys, the gap between second place Merchant and We Sir is now just over 25 seconds. We Sir does not have to make another pit stop. Second place Merchant should be good for the rest of the race, but We Sir has massive pace and will be looking to close that gap. It's No Use is about to put the final driver in the field a lap down, cementing himself a full 1 lap ahead of the entire field. We don't know where he came from. We don't know what brought him to ARL, but It's No Use is one of the fastest drivers I have ever watched in AMS2. As he begins lap 44, very gentle on the throttle here. Like I said, doesn't have to push real hard, just has to keep it between the lines, keep it pointed the right way, and he'll come home with a win, which will be win number, I'm sorry, it won't be win number 4, it'll be win number 3 this season. As We Sir still trying to chew down that lead just a little bit. Still has quite a lot of ground between him and second place Merchant, but if Merchant makes any sort of mistake, We Sir may be there to capitalize. It's No Use will be looking to dive into pit lane in the next 2 or so laps, 2 maybe 3 laps. 3 laps will be pushing it, but we expect to see him come in any lap now. Well, we have a brief break. Excuse me, in the action here. Would like to remind everybody, our current AMS2 schedule is alternating Tuesdays with our Indy and IMSA series. Indy's race Tuesdays and on one Tuesday, and then the IMSA race is the following Tuesday, and we alternate week to week. Next week we will be at the Nürburgring. We will be at the GP layout in IMSA, so it's a multi-class GT3, LMP2, and the LMDH class will all take to the Green Hell on the GP circuit, so not really the Green Hell, but we'll be running the most modern layout that just came out with the Endurance Part 3 pack.
Your tire temperatures are okay.
Layout, and we might see some new cars on the field as they have debuted the Aston Martin Valkyrie as well as the Vantage GT3, and I do believe there's a couple drivers that have already switched to both for our league in the IMSA Championship. So it'll be very interesting to see what drivers bring to the table there. But we will be at Nürburgring next week. RX-7 on top. The Oreca is just so hard to beat. It is a great car, great platform, great chassis. It's a lot of fun to drive, for sure. Our round 11 in
brakes are hot.
Montana. That'll be our next Formula USA race, and let me get you some race details there because here we go. So we will be next week at the Nürburgring in IMSA. I will be racing Hell or High Water. We will have a new broadcaster in the booth for IMSA next week, and I hope to announce that, or somebody will announce that in the next couple days. And then the following week, we will be back to the ovals on August 19th for the SOAP 250. We'd like to thank SOAP once more for sponsoring ARL. The least we can do is put their name on one of our events. And what better than a 250-mile race at Auto Club Speedway?
That lap time was 1:31.6. Sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.4 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace.
2 mile oval. So it's super speedway. We'll probably be on the low aero package.
The car ahead is
Great to
planned.
see what can we do, or what we can do with the oval race. The oval races are always fun to watch with strategy. Especially if we have a full field as second place merger goes a little wide and it's no use, finally gets by him. He is going to come in on fumes the end of this lap. Hopefully he does not run out of gas. So please come join us for both of those events. Should be great fun. The rest of the calendar for this series, let's just go ahead and review, shall we? So, August 19th, we've got SOAP 250 at Auto Club Speedway. September 2nd, we have the Grand Prix of Montreal. We will be racing the street circuit of Montreal. That will be our final street course of the year. Following that, on September 16th, we have the Formula USA Grand Prix of Monterey at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. A 60-lap slog through the desert.
The leader's pitting now.
And the infamous corkscrew with the Formula USA cars will be a treat. You don't want to miss that one. It'll be a great race. September 30th, we've got the Grand Prix of New York at Watkins.
The track temperature is rising. It's now 130 Fahrenheit.
I've not been to in many years. Glad to bring them back in our dream team of racetracks as we now step back to second place Merchant. Actually, we're going to step back to Friday, who is currently chasing Pacheco here for position. So we've got the Grand Prix of New York. It'll be 60 laps at Watkins Glen that is on September 30th.
White flag.
No!
October 14th,
Second place.
Blue flag.
Grade 7 Grand Prix at Road Atlanta. It's a fast track that is going to be 80 laps. Should be a rapid race, very fun, and we are closing the season out on October 28th with the Great American 300 at the Daytona International Superspeedway for 120 laps to decide your your Formula USA 2025 season champion.
Weiser is catching
So,
second place.
Lots of
Merchant.
great races coming up. You won't want to miss them. They're going to get more exciting as these guys continue to get better and continue to find their footing. Matty Ice is really excited for Watkins Glen. Dude, you and me both. I wish I could skip ahead 2 weeks just to race, or 2 rounds just to race that race. Actually, it's like 6 rounds. But I'm super excited for Watkins Glen. One of my favorite racetracks. Friday, we'll be looking to pit at the end of this lap. Pacheco will maintain 5th because he is plenty good on fuel. R1 Samurai may have to make an emergency fuel stop, a splash and dash, as the gap between Weiser and Merchant is now just 8 seconds. Weiser should have the fuel to finish this race without any more stops. Second place Merchant is back in pit lane for repairs. Folks, the game just shifted. Weiser is back in second place after one of the most insane comeback drives I have seen in AMS2. Such a shame to see such a shame to see second place Merchant have to return to pits for repairs, but I hope he can get the car out without losing too much track position. The benefit is he is sitting well ahead of most of the folks in the field. I apologize, Pacheco has overtaken second place Merchant in pit lane. Friday will be looking to do the same at the end of his pit cycle. Pacheco, plenty to the good on fuel.
Seventh position, on your left, clear left.
Career best finish for Pacheco in the Formula USA Series, as he's currently sitting third. The second place Merchant, with massive repairs being done. What was shaping up to be one of his best finishes has turned into another repeat of the curse. The benefit he has, drivers ahead may have to pit, though unlikely. That has shuffled your top three.
All right, Ted, the next car is ready.
Immensely. It's no use. Is unsurprisingly commanding the race in first place. We, sir, with a massive drive back to the
You've
top
used half
in
your fuel.
second place, and now Anthony Pacheco in the number
The gap to
88 training
P7
design
behind is
machine,
increasing. It's now 2.9.
sitting in third place. Strategy is everything, folks, and this time the strategy shined bright on Pacheco. With very little practice time in the seat in this series, in this track specifically, he has managed to keep this thing clean, consistent, and tidy just enough to put himself
You're reeling, ready.
in
In, the gap's
contention
now
for a podium.
2.7,
Massive drive, massive
E6.
props, Pacheco. R1 Samurai, another driver we would like to heap praise on for
The leader has just done a
Formula USA
128.8.
series with such a great drive, great qualifying effort, great racecraft, and really shaping up to be a great finish for R1 in P4 right now. Friday, top 5 drive from Friday tonight. So far, he's still got to hold Ted Piper off, and Ted is quick. Both drivers probably good on fuel, so that will be a battle to watch here as the rest of the race plays out. But Friday really looking to, I believe that'll be a career best finish for Friday as well in the Formula USA Series, as he's currently leading Ted Piper by about 2 seconds. Ted Piper sitting currently in 6th place.
The gap
And
to
second place
P5
Merchant
ahead is now
massive ball
1.5
from
seconds.
Grace in P7. Was really looking at having his best finish of the season. Trying to get the monkey off his shoulder and look forward to our next race. Will not be happy with this evening's result as he spins into the grass, hard into the tire wall. No arrow on the back of that machine. That is going to be another lengthy pit box. Second place Merchant with a massive incident. Hang in there, buddy. There's only 4 laps left. You just got to hang on long enough. You'll get the points on the board, and that will be important. As now Pylon finds the window to get past due to incident, putting him in 7th. And second place Merchant back in 8th. All came undone for Merchant, man. Dude, he had 2 races now where his pit strategy was freaking incredible. Like, his pit exchange put him seconds ahead of the guy that he was battling in the pit exchange. And the first time he unfortunately binned it on the outlap because of cold tires and a tough track. But this time he held it almost the entire stint and had a mistake at the tail end of the stint and just hasn't been able to recover. And I really hate to see that for him. I really do. But Merchant, I'm glad to see you're at least getting her patched up. Stick with it, man. Just a couple laps left. Points on the board is better than nothing.
On your right.
You got this. Friday.
Clear right.
Pacheco, or Friday and Teddy.
Car right.
Now shaping up to have
Right
a
side's
fight
clear.
here as we're
God
looking
damn
at
it.
You're
What
outside
the
track limits
fuck?
now.
tenths of a second gap. Teddy going to be chasing down the number 17 machine of Mr. Friday. Can he get him? We're going to ride on board with Ted Piper in the number 43 ARL machine. I apologize for the barking. I think my wife's home and her dog is here in my office.
God damn it.
Very bold place to pass, and he's off into the grass. Friday is going to maintain the position.
Blue flag.
Teddy keeps the car pointed the right direction, though, which is all we like to see. No damage
Gap to
sustained on the
P1
43
behind is
machine,
now
which is
2.1 seconds. 2 laps ahead.
Return trackside. That gap has opened up to 5 seconds. Friday put up
The gap ahead is now 4.7.
wide line, man. He held his ground. He held his position. I think Teddy got caught off guard a little bit by the braking and the closing rate. But Friday really just fighting to maintain his best finish of the season. Fortunately for Teddy, the gap between him and 7th is quite immense, and he was able not to lose too much ground. You know, 4 or 5 seconds over the car ahead of you, certainly a bummer, but when you're still 14 seconds ahead of the car behind you after the incident, like to see that for sure. It's no use. Dominant fashion here as he starts to creep up on the gearbox of Teddy once more to put him another lap down. Guys, we are witnessing one of the best drivers I have seen in AMS2, without question. It's no use.
Car right. Right side's clear.
I think it's code for it's no use to try to beat him, because he's going to win anyways. Just when we thought the race was Merchants to lose, pit strategy call made it great. Overcut was fantastic. From the shadows, it's no use found his opening and conquered the rest of the field. What an immense drive. But folks, it cannot be understated enough. The drive from Sir this evening is nothing short of incredible. From first or second, really, he was right on the tail of first. Second place to last place, back up to like third place, back to last place, back to third place, back to last place, and now into second place. If he can keep it together, folks, this is just a massive, massive drive from Sir. What a great effort.
Okay, Ted, you're reeling P5.
Probably
The
not
gap
the
is
result
now
we hoped for,
3.5.
especially considering I think
White
this
flag,
guy had
one
the
more
car
to go.
Potentially win it tonight. Only car I've seen in recent weekends that has been able to give It's No Use a challenge for pace. It's right on top of him the entire first few sectors of the first lap of this event. And unfortunately, an incident knocked him out of contention for the win, but that didn't stop him from fighting, folks. As he begins across the line, and he'll see the white flag this time by. And being that it is our last lap of the evening, we'll jump up to It's No Use. What a drive from the Spaniard in the number 26 short tuning machine. Great effort all around from this guy. I know he's got a team of folks backing him. He's got engineers. He's got guys doing the setup. And they know that they've got the right guy behind the wheel in the cockpit to put this car on the podium every time it goes out.
The gap in front is now 1.4
What an
seconds.
incredible drive from It's No Use. Folks, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the IMSA series. If you are in the LMDH category, you better watch your back. because he's coming for you. And it will be with a vengeance. It will be fast. It will be precise.
Sixth place. There we go. It's over. Bring it back round.
The dude doesn't make mistakes.
Car left.
55 laps on one of the most challenging
still there.
tracks on this season's
Clear left.
calendar.
Ah,
Not
Friday.
a single massive mistake. He was
Oh!
roped into
You had a 10-second penalty.
lap
What?
one incident with Weiser
Did I hit you?
and still
Huh?
managed
No.
to pull out a
I bumped
win.
you on purpose
Great
there at the
drive
end.
from
No, no, no. I'm
Mr.
talking about.
Weiser
I'm talking about when we were
will
going down the
take
back
second
straight.
place.
Oh no!
Anthony
I
Pacheco
outbroke
with
myself.
a
I locked it
career
up.
best
That was all.
finish
That was all me. We didn't
in
touch.
the Formula
That was my
USA
last set of
looking
boosts down
at
that
a
straight.
third place
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I had
I still have
I
like
had
20%.
I had 5%
Pacheco
going down that straight,
will
and I
get to
used it to
stand
try
on the
and get
podium
away from
in
you,
the
but it didn't work, of
88
course.
Trainees
So I just figured if I could
Formula USA
outbreak you and take the
machine.
corner as tight as possible.
Massive,
Yeah.
massive drive.
Yeah, you got. I locked it up. That was all
For
me.
Pacheco.
But you got a 10-second. What? Speeding in the pits or something?
So when I put on the primaries
Great
and
to
I
have
pulled
you
out of the
back
pit
here
box, it
for
spun
race,
and I did a
Pacheco.
180.
Glad you got a great
Oh
result from
my!
it. He will be your third place driver.
And I had the
Samurai
pit limiter
coming
on.
through the final sector
Yeah.
here. He will be
But it
That's
still
crazy.
spun
Ted
because, you know, the
Piper,
primary tires are.
P5.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Friday will be P6.
Oh my gosh!
Felix Pylon will
Vespa,
take
second
P7
place.
And second
Dude.
place Merchant.
It's like a curse.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it.
That was crazy. I cannot believe.
I literally fight for the win 60% of the race, and then it just falls apart.
That was like
I,
80% of the race, man. I feel like.
I'm new to this group. That was an amazing race. It was great to race with you guys.
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Pacheco with the third is crazy there. Hey, Pacheco.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I appreciate that. I was
The race just
driving my
kind of
ass off.
the race just kind of happened around you. You were like, you just kept it consistent.
Yeah, I was out by myself for most of it, so
Yeah.
I didn't have much to worry about other than I don't know if it was Friday or Pylon spun in front of me going into turn one, right after turn one, going into turn two, and I had to go wide, got off my line and lost it a little bit there, but the pit strategies were my savior. I only took 2 tires.
Yeah. Two? What?
So
You-
I only took 2 sets of tires.
oh,
I
two
pit for
sets of
fuel.
tires. Okay.
Yeah, I pit for fuel 3 times and I just stayed on tires longer.
I had to pit twice because of damage.
Oh.
We sir, you ran into me.
He served you, ma'am. Ma'am, you can't park there. That's what I did in practice with you. I felt bad in practice. I was like, oh no, because I looked at my little mini map, but I don't have the quad up right now. I just have the triple, right? So I'm looking on my iPad for my pit wall, and I'm like, okay, nobody's near me, and I pulled out like right in front of me, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm so sorry.
That was qualifying. That was like my warm-up lap in qualifying.
Oh, qualifying, yeah. I'm sorry, I missed practice because I was messing with my wheelbase.
Yeah.
Yeah, qualifying. Sorry.
I came over that hill and I was like, Jesus Christ, there's a car.
Oh, I don't know that I've sweat that much in a race ever. That took a lot. That race took a lot.
These cars every time take a lot, and then it's terror. I mean, this track is just like tense.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
90% of the freaking time.
Oh. I
Yeah.
came in. Oh my God, that was amazing. It was brutal. It was so much fun, but
I know Weiser came out of the double right-hander coming up the long straight on the back, and I had to have been like 3 or 4 seconds behind or in front of him, and the push to pass, and he just like it was like we all hit the brakes. He flew by all of us. I was like, where the fuck did he come from?
I saw that on the stream. He passed both of you guys. I was like,
Yeah,
holy
like
shit!
and then he flew by us. It's like he fucking found 7th gear or some shit. I was like, what the hell? How did he pass us that fast?
Right, that's crazy.
So, Merchant, I am heartbroken for you, dude.
Yeah, what happened?
I
it was
was
muted, but
battling, trying to keep
It's no use.
behind me, and made a mistake, and then I made like 5 more after that.
Yeah, it's like mistakes breed mistakes. Dude, that is 2 races now where you have had fucking incredible strategy calls, dude. Like, your pit exchange was insane.
Yeah, it was good. I just threw it away.
And I thought for sure you were getting to the tail end of that stint, dude. And like the overcut was the way to go.
Yeah, I had maybe like 2 more laps, and then.
And I'm gonna tell you, because I watch this shit. He had less fuel than you on that stint. You did the overcut, and you were, I imagine, aiming to do it again. And if you could have made it just a couple more laps, I think you'd have opened the gap back up. I was so bummed to see that first mistake. I'm like, shit. That was a blast to watch.
Yeah, it was running wide. I think at the end of the back straight, that brought him to like a second, 1.2 seconds or something like that. And then once I went off again, it was over.
Did I hear someone say that they pitted twice?
Did somebody actually do the 2-stop?
No.
Pacheco
No,
just changed tires twice.
I said no. I did 2 tires.
Oh.
2 tire changes. Yeah. No,
By the way,
yeah.
R1, like, out of the gate, I don't think you've raced with us in IMSA yet, or in Indies yet. I think you've been registered, but I think this was your first race. That was an impressive first drive, if it was. Especially at, like...
Thank you.
Yeah, especially at, like, honest to God, my most challenging track on the calendar, in my opinion. So technical. That was great drive.
Thank you. Yeah, it was going good in the beginning, and then I got distracted and missed my braking point going down the main straight, and it just. But yeah, it was great. I did a lot better than I expected, so it was fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude, you gotta come back. You gotta come race more, because it was good to watch.
I plan on it. Yeah, I plan on it.
That was guys. Look, there. Full disclosure, there was some parts of that were just everybody was spread out because the race up front was like a minute ahead of everybody, and then the races in the back were kind of tight. But the comeback drive that we had was like otherworldly. Like, I cannot believe the pace that dude matched the whole race, all the incidents, all the offs, all the mistakes, and he still found his way back to second.
That was pretty crazy because of the amount of times I saw on the broadcast he was off or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like, we got into it, you know, at one point, and then
I was sure.
I never recovered, but he was like gone.
I know, he was like, "Yep, fuck you, I'm out. Bye, see ya." I was convinced he wasn't gonna be on the podium, and then he got saved. I think that the incident with you kind of threw him on an alternate strategy that allowed him to pit earlier on the final stint and stay out. So everybody else had to pit after him, and he was able to run the whole final stint on the last tank.
Me too.
He was able to pit a lot of laps earlier than everybody. You probably, you the same, because you probably went in around the same time.
I was about the same strategy, but then I shorted my primaries as well, and then I fuel saved. But yeah, my last tank, I pit before everybody's last pit stops, and I ran hard on that last. That's how I was in 8th place. I was in last.
Yeah.
I went in my last stint. I went from last to 5th.
Yeah, that was insane. He had a good little tiff with Friday too for a minute there. It was a good, battle to watch.
That was a really good race with him. He ended up having a 10-second penalty, and I crossed the line like a second behind him. So
I put on the primaries and spun in the pit and did a 180 coming out of the pit box.
Oh yeah, that's probably not advised.
No, well, that's how I got the penalty.
The primaries are brutal on that track.
In the pit.
Out of curiosity, Merchant, when you had your first mistake on that pit cycle, what tires were you running? Because that was the tail end of the stint. Were those the softs? Were those the options?
No, my first stint was the primes.
I could tell when I was behind you. I was like, oh.
So then, your second stint. your second stint where you had the major off that lost the position, then you were on the options then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was what I was wondering. I don't know if I mentioned it on the broadcast, but I started to notice your car seemed to be battling with you a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
I had some large snaps.
yeah, I'm like, I wonder. I'm sitting there in the back of my mind thinking, yeah, he's got to be fighting tires. Like we were at that point, we were like 18 laps into the stint, and I'm like, there's got to be some deg going on there.
Yep, for sure.
And I don't know. It was weird, man. I don't know if It's No Use was toying with you or what, but that whole second stint where you jumped him on pit lane by an immense amount, when he closed the gap down on you, he just kind of hovered. I only saw him strike a couple times, and I'm sure some of that was definitely dirty air, but the rest of it was him just kind of hanging at that 3 to 7/10 window and not really getting out of it.
He was drafting and fuel saving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he might be fuel saving.
Because he pit his second time pitting was after my second time pitting, so he was for sure fuel saving.
Yeah, he was. It was just. I'm sitting there. I'm like, God, this is like an animal playing with its food. Like I'm like, this is not right. And then
I
he
felt
just,
good for most of it, and then that off just.
dude, I was gutted. I was like, God. The whole race, the whole beginning of that race did not go how I expected it at all. I expected It's No Use to fucking drive away from everybody, and then here comes Wee Sir in like turn 4 up his ass. I'm like, holy shit, somebody can match his pace. Honest to God, I think Wee Sir had the car to win it tonight. If you want my honest opinion, like, hand on my heart, I think Wee Sir could have won that race tonight had he not had all the incidents he did. Obviously, you can play the if game all you want. If second place Merchant didn't have a mistake, he could have won that race. But yeah,
if
fantastic.
balls,
that was
my dad.
Yeah. And Pacheco with a P3 in a race that he thought he was just going to hang around in the back.
Dude, I know. Pacheco.
I hung around in the back. I just hung around in the back.
That's
of the
what he
leaves.
did. He hung
That's
around
true.
and let the race just happen around him.
That was going to be my play, was just like keep it safe. That's all you got to do.
I was pushing the entire race. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about safe. that's just my full pace. I was hovering right at like 32, like the whole race, like just hovering at 32. 31, 6, 32, 3 was like
So,
up and down, just hovering 32 the whole race.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's a realistic, I mean, you got the folks like Merchant and No Use that are just fast. But the problem with the super fast pace is I think that these cars at Virginia, you're on the ragged edge of control when you're starting to run those 30s and 29s, and the slightest little hiccup will cost you the most massive amount of time. So, yeah, I think the 31, I mean, I was running 32s when I was practicing, so.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
That was a
When I was
race.
I had no practice on primaries at all.
Oh,
like zero.
I had a way
I had
better
no
race in the
practice,
bag.
so I started on
before
them,
I got
and
hit,
I was just
so.
like, okay. And I snapped
But
like
whatever.
in the beginning and dropped to, I'm pretty sure I dropped to last or second to last